when you're young adult, your teenager, your tween, at any age, when they feel that their parent is actually authentically interested in what they're doing and begins to ask questions and get involved, that's when the connection happens. And that a lot of the times is all it takes to really get to know who your kiddo is and build that trust.
Welcome to the Company of Dads podcast. After 120 plus episodes, we're doing something different now. I'm still your host, Paul Sullivan, and we're still focused on lead dads, working moms, and how small changes at home or work can have a big impact on their lives. What's new is each episode now promises to deliver actionable advice on some area of concern at home or at work. Short, direct, again, actionable. 5 questions, 5 answers. This week, our guest is Kevin Baker, a respected thought leader on tween and teenage empowerment. Today, he's going to give you actionable tips on how parents can help their middle and high school age children thrive. Welcome, Kevin, to the Company of Dads podcast.
Thanks, Paul. It's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
All right, question 1. What are parents missing when it comes to helping their teens and tweens today?
The number one thing parents are missing are the emotions that their kids are feeling. They need to really be aware of how their kids are feeling. And that's the first step in being able to help them to realize the emotion, let the emotion pass, overcome it, and then really fix the issue that they're having.
So are you saying we should all sit down together and watch Inside Out 2 this Friday night for movie
That
night?
definitely helps. And that's not an official plug, but we'll take it. I think, being able to realize that there are so many emotions from, being, enthusiastic or overwhelmed or feeling betrayed by a friend or feeling frustrated because you have so much homework and you can't catch up. All these things are feelings that these young adults and these teenagers are feeling. And when we're able to realize that, hey, this is what they're feeling, that's why they're feeling it. How can we spin that and how can we help them make them feel better?
All right, sidebar question here. My oldest daughter told me I might be fear in Inside Out 2. She said my wife might be sadness. Really, I want it to be ennui because he just looks so right. What emotion would you be from the Inside Out franchise?
I used to be fear. Now I think I'm joy.
Your joy.
I
Wow,
think I'm joy.
that's big. I like it. Okay.
Yeah.
Question number 2. What can dads in particular do to help their teens and tweens through all of these big, bold emotions, but also through this period of extreme growth and change in their lives?
The most important thing dads can do is connect. That's the number one thing, is to sit down and participate in whatever it is your kiddo or your young adult is interested in. You may really not enjoy sitting down and playing video games, but you have to get into it. You have to start to like it. You have to participate. You have to ask questions. You have to get curious. That's what's gonna cause the connection. When you're young adult, your teenager, your tween, at any age, when they feel that their parent is actually authentically interested in what they're doing and begins to ask questions and get involved, that's when the connection happens. And that a lot of the times is all it takes to really get to know who your kiddo is and build that trust.
Okay, I like this. Big emotions, we've got to connect. But, question 3 here, give us some practical strategies for the dads who are listening to this and say, okay, I'm picking up what Kevin is throwing down, but how do I go about doing this? This wasn't the example that I had from my own
Mhm.
father. How am
Mhm.
I going to do this? So question 3 is give us some practical strategies.
Now, 2 practical strategies. One is, imagine yourself behind your child's eyes from their perspective. What are they seeing? What are they feeling? What are they thinking? then you'll really know.
Hmm.
You'll really know how to connect with them, and you'll know where their headspace is.
And when you say like being in being their eyes and looking out, do you mean as they look at you as a
As the
father, or do you
current
mean
situation,
the current
in the
situation?
current moment,
Okay.
imagine yourself looking at things from their perspective,
Hmm. Okay. All right. Now I've seen it.
and what does it look like to them?
Yeah. And what do I do with that?
Yeah, you can realize, well, now I understand why you might be frustrated.
Hmm.
Now I understand why you might not want to do your chores or go to school or whatever the thing is, whatever issue you're having.
Yeah. Okay.
Being able to be present and view things from their perspective is the number one tool, um, I think, that people can use to really make a difference.
Good. I like it. Question for you know. There's a book decades ago about it takes a village to raise our kids. So, how can dads work with teachers and coaches and other influential people in the lives of their teens and tweens to help those kids not just get through this period, but thrive in this period of life?
I think helping all those other people in the village get to know who your child is, and helping to get them to understand all the things that you understand with them, because you're connecting and because you're getting to know who they are and you're getting to know who they want to be. And almost in the sense of being your child's lawyer,
Hmm.
uh, you know, explain certain things, fight for your kiddo, put them in the best situation possible, and let them experience life, on their own with these coaches. But filling them in and letting them know all the insights you have on your kiddo can certainly help to stimulate a relationship, a trusted relationship with other adults, whether it be a coach or a teacher. We just went through this past week with the start of school.
Mm-hmm.
One of my seventh grader is a very unique individual, and he's a great kid. And he's got some different perceptions of teachers in school and people in the school. And we had to let sort of the team know what, this is, he's not going to tell you this, but, here are some character traits of our son. And here's how he best connects with people. And, if he seems defiant, and doesn't want to do his work, it's because he doesn't feel connected.
Hmm.
And we just had to let them know that. And now they have a tool, they have the knowledge of, okay, so that guy right there, I need to figure out, what he likes to do, or what his favorite instrument is, or video game, or sports team, or whatever it is that can make that connection.
I love that because it's so much easier to give, those teachers, those coaches, that team, as you call it, give them the heads up and say, like, hey, this, you may see this. Then after the fact, which could take 2, 3, 4 months, a teacher, an administrator coming to you and say, hey, look, we're having this problem. So I really like the proactive nature of that there. Question 5. We've been talking a lot about the world inhabited by people walking all around, but there's this thing called the digital world, and our kids spend tons of time on their iPhones, on their tablets, what have you. What are the top things dads need to know right now to empower their tweens and teens in this digital world?
I think dads need to know that it's their responsibility to teach their kids that what they're seeing online on social media is not real. It's not real life. It might as well be a movie. It's not, it's smoke and mirrors. It's the top 1% of people's lives. Like, it's not real. It's entertainment. And don't for one second think that because this person is on a yacht in, the crystal blue waters drinking champagne all the time, that like you're never going to make it, because that's not real. And that's the number one thoughts that the kids have, is they see this stuff, they get the FOMO, and then they're like, I'm never going to make it. I'm never going to get there. I'm not good enough. And that's when the negative recurring thoughts start happening, and that's causing big problems.
Yeah.
So I think building awareness that, hey, this stuff, you like it, that's cool. It's not my thing. I like to watch, full form, not shorts, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's not real. And if you can use your time on the device to actually act proactively and, learn something about something you're curious about, you want to learn how to throw a curveball, let's figure out how to throw a curveball, and maybe we'll watch the Savannah Bananas along the way and we'll have fun and, we'll make some jokes about it. And that's how you connect. But really building that awareness that all this stuff is just, it's not real, and it's fabricated, and, it's just, they're trying to sell you stuff.
But the Savannah Bananas are real, and they're awesome.
They are real,
and
they're
have
awesome.
The most incredible uniforms ever. So we can all agree on that. Kevin Baker, respected thought leader on tween and teenage empowerment. Thank you for joining me today on the Company of Dads podcast. Last question. How can people find you and seek out your advice and counsel?
They can find me at lifecoachkevin.com, on Instagram at lifecoachkevin, and on Facebook at Teen Life Coach. And we can set up a consultation call, see what's going on with your kiddo, talk about the program, talk about the results that you're looking to see, and then we can build a customized program to get those results.
Kevin Baker, thank you again. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you, Paul. Have a good day.
Thank you for listening to the Company of Dads podcast. I also want to thank the people who make this podcast and everything else that we do at the Company of Dads possible. Helder Mira, who is our audio producer. Lindsay Decker, who handles all of our social media. Terry Brennan, who's helping us with the newsletter and audience acquisition. Emily Servin, who is our web maestro. And of course, Evan Roosevelt, who is working side by side with me in many of the things that we do here at the Company of Dads. It's a great team, and we're just trying to bring you the best in fatherhood. Remember, the one-stop shop for everything is our newsletter, The Dad. Sign up at thecompanyofdads.com/thedad. Thank you again for listening.